changing rivers.
Get your boat shoes on. We are getting in the river. Fast rotations here. If ONIC double down on the early game approach, this could be dangerous. But hey, Bigatron first pick. It's a bit of a curveball. ONIC needs to be careful about this one.
I just want to say the game has been amazing, but for my own enjoyment, I would like to not see another utility jungler.
Why?
Because...
Shout out KP.
See value in me?
I just like seeing assassins, man.
You should.
Alright. Well, if they don't ban the Baksha, it is... If they ban the Baksha, it will indeed be an assassin
What's your
type of
command?
game, but it will not be the case. Baksha for Bigatron? Is this something
Gee,
that
I
ONIC
wonder.
are trying to bait them into?
Yeah, you know what? The fact that ONIC is letting go of it is pretty sus as well, but I think Penny at this point is a bit more valuable than the Baksha.
Uh-huh.
And we haven't seen a Kai on Kyrie. The last time I believe I remember him on a Kai, he got a 4-man pin. And I dubbed him as the best player in the world at the time.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah.
It was
The
it
best
wasn't like
player
he
in
was-
the word. In the word.
Oh, the word.
Word.
Word?
Yeah.
Dang, okay.
Word, girl.
Word. Okay. The word is the bird. Let's take a look at the first two picks. The Claude makes a lot of sense. Is there gonna be a curveball though? No, it's new shit. Will they pick the Lapu away from Ludwig? That's a big question too.
Not sure.
Don't they want to pick their jungler first?
I
Like,
think
do you think Ludwig will be red 3?
it's just gonna be a Harith even. Just like usual. As per usual for Bigatron Alpha or Bigatron by Vitality.
Could
Back
be.
to basics.
If they don't want to stray away from what made them strong in the first place, that is picking the simple ones.
I am vengeance.
But it's not gonna be Harith.
incarnate.
You know what? I like the Moskov more than the Harith.
The mount.
Because the funny thing is, yesterday in the lower bracket finals, the team to pick up the Harris was actually the team to lose against the Claude. So maybe there's more, what, playability or just survivability with the Moskov? I don't understand why the Harris has been, you know, losing a lot.
I guess there's self-peel for the Moskov. That's something
Yeah.
that the other marksmen don't really have.
I mean-
you can push someone back, that's already a big deal. You can reposition once
like the
with your
crimson
skill,
lightning.
second, 2 times with the battle spell, 3rd time with the Spear of Destruction. So maybe that's the reason.
I think it's also because of the fact that Harith is only one cycle kind of dude. Once the Man Force is out, then you are cooked. Trust me, I'm a King fan. I know the best.
Okay.
Interesting.
But it looks like Ludwig's hero will not be contested there in red 3. It's actually going to be the Leomord pick for Kyrie. And now, if BTR wants, they could eliminate that out.
Ask my
But they
fist
banned the
first.
Soul
Is
first,
banning.
even though the Atlas is gone.
By the way, it's not just the Lapu Lapu, even though I think he's more dangerous than that hero. But the Yuzhong is also a Ludwig's signature back then. And ONIC really likes to play the Yuzhong against this kind of composition when you have a Yi in the back. And you can play both strong side and weak side for Ludwig.
And it's a lot of crowd control. The Furious Dive and also the Petrifying. 2 layers. The Kalia being banned out here. Once again, despite the fact that both teams were kind of EXP-centric in the previous game, the rolling position is where most of the attention is being expended.
Yeah.
Khalid,
Oh, yeah, right around the area.
they don't have a roamer either though, so... But I don't think they... Could they make this room with a Khalid? I think they could for Bigatron, but there's better options for them, so... Banning it wouldn't be bad.
I just want to say that I feel bad for the roamer in this match
Sun
specifically
rises
because
when I give
the
them
series
orders.
is not built for them having finals MVP at all.
No, absolutely not.
It is how it is. It is what it is.
Like you mentioned, the Khalid taken out.
Alright.
They are going deep into the roamers as hero pool for both Keyboy and Finn.
Get a roamer here, take away one more option from Finn, and have your time and your choice to pick for a good matchup for your EXP laner, right? Technically, there's flex here as well with this Hylos pick. I didn't believe in it, by the way, seeing the Hylos for Keyboy, but hey, it worked out.
It's just like what I said, I believe, 2 days ago. It's a waiting move, Raji.
A waiting.
Yeah, you just move the king to the side just by one step, and you see what the opponent is trying to do.
Okay. It's a probing type of deal.
Yeah.
Alright. It's a gonna be a front to back for Bigatron though, or do they wanna be a bit more aggressive? With the Yves and Moskov, it has to be a bit of a front to back.
Yeah.
Against a Leomord high loss, there's not a lot of ways for them to escape from a dive.
Is this Boxia black?
It can be, but
Against a... I think it's gonna be a glue or something, right?
Okay, could work.
Oh, good call. Good call. So it turns out the Yuzhong will be for BTR by Vitality instead of for ONIC. I like that. And Shogun, I think he made some plays.
Lapu again.
Oh, this is like the old school TikTok matchup right here. The Yuzhong and Lapu Lapu. Oh,
The Lapu into the glue, by the way. He's gonna be healing so much. It's gonna be ridiculous.
So, quick predictions. BTR
man.
Onyx.
I think it's one of the ones that are actually a bit more even.
feels the most 50-50 out of all of them, to be honest.
But
can't
I
decide.
think Onyx has an edge here though.
For me, I like the E from Moreno.
Alright, so one for BTR,
I think my pick would be for Onyx.
one for Onyx.
But it's
Pure
still
50-50.
very close.
Still, ladies and gentlemen, we hyped the previous game up, and the fact of the matter is we are still at championship point. Can Onyx push through? We're throwing it over to our casters.
When their backs were against the wall, the Kings finally struck back. And for the first time tonight, ONIC reminded everyone why dynasties are so hard to kill. But the mission for Bigatron remains unchanged. The resistance is still breathing, and slowly will they occupy the walls of the Velodrome. Championship point still, but this isn't. ONIC against Bigatron by Vitality.
Here we go, into the land of dawn, ladies and gentlemen. ONIC going for the signature high-lows and Jusin. This is like their bread and butter, dude. In this meta, at least, you know. I like the fact that Cho and the Khalid got banned out. But yeah, Shevin called him, man. This Yuzhong, Lapu Lapu, TikTok, 1v1 type of deal. It's all about mechanics in the XP lane at this point, right? Who's gonna win, the Yuzhong or the Lapu Lapu? In those TikTok edits, Shevin, did the Yuzhong win or the Lapu Lapu win usually?
Waiting for his answer. We can't really hear him, but yeah. The classic matchup. It's all about skill. You know, the players using each hero obviously will win out, but Aman will wait. But that's why the Art of Thievery is very good to last hit that Gold Crab. The Glue and the Yves up against the Hylos and the Juice. And the Glue super good up against the Hylos because like the Hylos will always walk up close first in the team fight, and Glue really wants to stick to the Hylos. But look at that movement coming in. And by you. Yeah, pulls up the others for both mid laners. And the Bargain Hunter for Aman, because he is going to focus on just farming up a Storm. But look at Lyle rolling in.
Yup, this is the classic though. Every time you have a Yuzhong on Bigatron, they're always looking for that shield unity into the Furious Die Petrify gank into the XP. So you gotta be wary of that. Shogun gets level 4 first.
It's the Black Dragon form. And both teams, their XP laners at least, will play between cycles. That famous fighter, Black Dragon form 2. And up top, it's just gonna be another battle, you know, the classic gold lane league side. But here we go, BDF.
Yep. Dragon coming down now onto Kai. Petri as well. Kai gonna be caught in the RWM. Shogun's just taking him out. ONIC forced a fight that was just not favorable for them. And now Sans walking up again. Looks like he's gonna be trying to go for the famous fighter. He still has it. He jumps on the Shogun who doesn't have anything, but now he's gonna be Shogun. Trying to get the DOT, gets it in time, but he gets stunned up, and in the end, it's Moreno who gets the kill, and it's Bigatron with a big win early.
It's disastrous for ONIC. They were trying to hold on to the turtle. They were trying to get that objective, but everyone was so far away from one another, and now Bigatron by Vitality, they have an advantage. A kill towards Shogun and Moreno as well. And look at that, Shogun munching on the plates of that bottom side turret. Kyrie, a bit behind, but in terms of level, he is still on par with Nile. And now we will talk about that matchup earlier on. I think Shogun did have some assistance on killing and taking down Lutfi. Was Moreno as well with the final Void Crystal. The auto attack. So now ONIC, obviously they still have that power. And the Leomord, the Lapu Lapu 2, we knew what happened in the previous game where Lapu of Lutfi was able to carry the game just so far.
And this is why I think in the regular season, me and Shevin particularly did not like Kyrie on the Leomord, because it's just feels so one-dimensional. It's something that you need to utilize to control neutral objectives, and if you don't, then you're kind of cooked. It's not over yet. Luckily for the Leomord, his power spike lasts all the way to mid-game after you get that ultimate.
Yeah.
But again, when you have Kyrie, usually I think you'd expect something more multi-dimensional, something that can, like the Fredgen. We saw the Fredgen earlier. We saw how good he can be on it. Even the Lancelot, you know, those assassins especially.
Yeah, gonna farm fast as well. I think Leomord, not too bad of a clear, especially with the skill 1, but oh, first item from Mercado. Blood wings again, movement speed, extra shield, and the damage too. And now again, the turtle. Will ONIC be able to defend this? They're gonna play in cycles again. Lutfi is gonna come by. Aman has the SOD to respond to potential 4v5.
That's quite big. Shogun shows up top. Finn's gonna try to go on Lutfi now as he's gonna have to take, I think, a stun from Finn. He's trying to jump in now. Nile as well. Black Dragon Form coming down as Nile's gonna go in, and that's gonna be the art of Yemen. Kai mounted on, thrown back. Lutfi going for the damage, but it's just not enough right now as BTR are too tanky. Spear of Misery from Iman. Shogun tearing them apart as the retreat comes through, and Iman's gonna go for the kill on Lutfi.
Lutfi shoved back. It was Iman saving Moreno with that Spear of Misery, and Bigatron by Vitality. They pulverize ONIC. The Sky Kings, completely clueless in most of the team fights. They are lost. And the early game from Bigatron arrives in the nick of time.
Realize, I don't know. Last game was so clean because they understood their win conditions so well. Is this a case of ONIC just placed on a win condition that is impossible against the Yuzong, or them forcing things? Because, again, it was kind of the same approach. And this time, the glue, Keyboy let go of him. He basically let Finn get on Kai.
Especially up against a Leomord. A Hylos too, that really wants to run towards the enemies. That glue will thrive so much. And now you see ONIC on a chokehold with their win conditions. Obviously, it's going to be running down towards Bigatron by Vitality. The Sieve is also very, very fragile. There's a Claude over there. There's a Lapu Lapu as well. We could just run it down towards the Eve. But it seems like it's able to survive because of the peel that Bigatron brings to the table. The Baxia peels pretty well. Shogun can just access the backline so easily. We don't even think about damage. Lupi.
Oh, Shield Unity petrifying the Furious dive into the Dragon now. Pops into Poissons. ONIC collapse on him, but I don't even think this is a good idea. The whole team's coming down. If they can survive for just a more. Oh, they do! Fitting with the slam and the pass, and now the mount down is asking for the mobilization! Shogun and Nile against the Sky Kings! And they beat them straight up!
ONIC collapse again. They're forcing their hand way too early, Moreno against Sans. Will it be a kill?
No, it won't.
No, hold up.
There's a flicker, Moreno! The Maestro stunned up by Lutfi, denied him a kill.
Moreno.
But he dodges Lutfi's blade. One last shot in there. He's gonna go for the mount. And now it's Lutfi baited in by the Maestro. He's able to flick around the safety now. The glorious pathway coming down as Shogun to be confident lazy to weapon. Shogun is able to turn things around for a bit. And Mine gonna go for the three hits. Finn stunned by the Law and Order. Kyrie on the steed.
Wow, that was so quick. Moreno, fleet footwork showing it again. Just moving around left and right, dodging the blade. And then came in the backup. But it was far too gone. At least they were able to shut down Shogun. But what does it mean? A 5.2k gold lead. ONIC, they need to play from behind. At least there is scaling, but only on the Claude. The Leomord really wants to thrive in the mid game later on. War Axe into the Fury Hammer for that extra bit of damage. But so far, nothing out of the ordinary just yet.
Despite the 5,000 gold lead, despite the position that Bigatron have, yes, better scaling, all that. You can never count the Sky Kings out until they're truly out. Sansa comes in beacon, bringing Finn back. Now it's gonna be Finn Tater targeted down, but he is able to find a mount on the boy. That's the full damage on Lutfi. Gets the Spear of Misery! And an SOD! That's Shogun!
He's gonna fall to Shogun too! Bigatron by Vitality! Turn the pages! And now the castle walls are breached! Slowly but surely!
If you're attempting a coup, you have to go for the throat. Eman and Shogun, they did just that. Now it's a 7,000 gold lead for Bigatron, and the dynasty of ONIC is on its last legs.
Bigatron has always been the kryptonite for ONIC, but tonight they seem so close to reaching out and have a taste on what glory feels like. ONIC, will that kryptonite come down and haunt them once more? This Lord is uncontestable, and the Resistance lives on. That Lord secured by Bigatron.
Oh God.
They're looking for something. Their Finn very gladly stands tall. That's the glue, mind you. And with this lead, with this potential, there is no way Bigatron can throw this.
Aman's gonna go on the turret. San's putting the light on him. Bigatron's gotta remember, this is still the Sky Kings they're up against. Even now, there's always a chance. The real-time victory rate on the side of Bigatron, 71% to 29%, presented by our official gaming phone, Infinix GT50 Pro. And Bigatron will play it slow.
71%. That is so close to victory.
Oh!
Can they make something happen?
God dang, that piercing damage from Aman Spears. It's zoned both the Ks, Kyrie and Kelra. Lower to the bottom lane, putting the tier 2 down.
And at this point, that passive becomes a poke, Mirko. If they want to play that front to back, it is so good to poke back ONIC without having to expend any valuable resource. That Moskov is going to hit like a truck. They're barging on the base.
The Dragon coming down, the walls are crumbling. Slowly but surely. Look at the piercing damage again. Now going to be lifted up, but he's still able to pop in and Tortoise with Poissons for a bit. ONIC defend. Just a base turret taken by Bigatron, as that's the nature for Eman. A big power spike. There is very little magic damage from ONIC. One of the ways they could come back in this game was through a miraculous Kelra Kyrie dive, maybe a Lutpi dive, but now with the Wind of Nature, it seems like they have neutralized that threat.
Yep. Still holding on. Chastise for Shogun. What's going to be the win con now for ONIC? It's way to tunnel vision, it seems like. Kyrie so far behind. Kelra just caught in a pin down and a potential petrify. You would hope that the quad could get like a blazing duet, a big one too. In favor of turning the fight around for ONIC, but Bigatron are so relentless. They can play with the cycles, they can engage, disengage. This Black Dragon form, that's a box here that's gonna roll into you multiple times. But ONIC, they have only one window and one window. Lutpi with the Bravest Fighter, Kyrie with the Phantom Steed, and possibly Kelra will follow suit. But what if that fails? No one's gonna come there to save them. And Bigatron, for the first time in forever, it seems very close. They have a sniff of that silverware. But it's not over until it's over. The Sky Kings, they are battle tested. They have been through hell multiple times. But let's see if Bigatron can bring on the Inferno.
Wave down below, slow pushing. ONIC playing it safe in their base with this kind of composition. Trying to just hold on. They don't have good wave clear, but it is all they can do. If they fight outside of the base, they are as good as dead, and that would mean Bigatron is winning out. The face of the man who's been doubted by thousands on your screen, Theo Nile.
Yep, holds his breath deeply. But it's gonna be another siege. ONIC can't contest this, like you said. It's gonna be sudden death. It's gonna be sure death if they contest this. They're just caged in their own empire, a crumbling one.
In their own castle walls, in the drome that is known as home for ONIC. We saw that in the TIFO. We saw that confidence from the fans, from the org, from the coaching staff, and from the players. But the Maestro will take the purple buff, conducting the jungle camps of ONIC to move for him.
And look at the believers. The ones that has joined the resistance believe in the movement. And Bigatron by Vitality. It is now or never. The Lord will come marching in. Up top, down bottom, still intact, but they go for the conceal play.
Spin in the bottom lane, gonna go for Kai! He's dead, the Sky King has fallen! The walls are crumbling! The throne is burning! ONIC have dealt with the Lord. Don's gonna be poked down by Moreno. No RBM, but the Dragon comes around as the P comes in again. But that's gonna be Aman, piercing him down. That's the mount down as the P goes out! A full fight onto Kelra with a blazing duet. Saber to survive right now as Sans goes in again. He pulls Shogun back.
Another minion.
Moreno takes him out. 8 years ago, the Red Robots entered this league with a dream. And for 8 long years, that dream was buried beneath heartbreak. Third places, near misses, collapsed runs, and a name they could never escape. They return to the workshop again, and again, forging the steel.